Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your girl Marquita, and I hope y'all are ready for some story time. Okay, and yes, you read the title correctly. We're gonna get right down to business, but first, let me just say Valentine's is coming up. If you don't have a babe, that's good. That's cool. No need to get your panties in a bunch. You know, if somebody broke up with you right before because they know Valentine's is coming and they ain't want to get you nothing, remember that after Valentine's. But anyway, I just wanted to encourage you to love on yourself, do something good for you, and maybe do something good for a stranger. Do something good for somebody who don't expect anything, and then here you come showing up with the love of God to just love on somebody and remind them that they love. We should be doing it all the time, but you know, Valentine's Day is a big deal. So anyway, I'm married now. Y'all know that. But this when I was single, and I was just doing my own thing. I was meeting people, hanging out, you know, nothing serious, just meeting and chilling and mingling. And there's a little clip out on TikTok maybe, and it was saying how girls give dudes names based off of their jobs and so on and so forth. So when I saw that, I laughed because when I was dating, everybody had a name according to how I met them or what they did. So this guy had a nickname, and I don't want to say the nickname because somebody else might connect the dots because I don't really know how deep this run. But we just gonna call him Hoover. Let's just call him Hoover. Okay, and so I go to a party at a club, and Hoover is part of the security team. And I'm just hanging out, just chilling. I'm really not a clubber, but I was there because one of my cousins was having a birthday party. She is a gay female, and I honestly expected to see nobody meet anybody because this was a party for the gay crowd that night. So we just simply showed up to support our cousin or whatever. So walking around just chilling, and one of my other cousins was like, "Oh, you see him?" I was like, "Yeah." And she introduced me and him for whatever strange reason. And he was like, "Hey, what's up?" We exchanged phone numbers, started to hang out. But keep in mind, it's nothing serious because, like I said, I'm dating multiple people. I had been married. I was now divorced. And I was just spending time enjoying me. So I was going out with my sisters. I was working 2 jobs. I was still taking care of my children. And so I wasn't looking for anything serious. So it was what it was. So we exchanged phone numbers. We talked. We began to hang out. He would call me and ask me, am I coming through the club, or do I want to hang out with him and the security team after the club? And I'm like, okay, cool. Me and my ex-husband had joint custody of the kids. So on the weekend, they would be gone. And on that weekend, they gone. Mama hung out, had her a good old time. And so I'd be like, sure, I'm not really a drinker. But he was like, hey, if y'all come through, then I got y'all. So, of course, I'm going to call my sister, I'm going to call my friends and my cousin and be like, hey, I'm going down to so-and-so. Y'all need to come because the drink's on him and y'all drink. So, we would go sit in the little VIP section, just have a ball. You hear me? Have a good time. So, usually the club closed like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and we would go to the Waffle House with the security team after the fact. Then we would leave there and we would go to a club called Nana Funk in Birmingham. So we would go there and we would just hang late, just hang out, party, have a good time, and then everybody would go their separate ways, and you know, no harm, no foul. We would see each other the next time. But me and him, we started to hang out more on a regular outside of that. So we would meet at other little spots when he was off and just hang out, listen to music, have a good time. And we had been kicking it pretty solid. I really liked him, even though I was talking to other people. I'm sure he was talking to other people. I really liked him. I thought he was fun. I thought he was entertaining, real down to earth dude, nice looking guy, carried himself well, worked hard, so on and so forth. He wouldn't spin no game, or at least I thought. So y'all, we straight chilling, been kicking it for maybe a month or two, and I just so happened to be like, oh, I ain't talked to him in a while. So he stopped by to see me at work. At my second job, I work for a hotel on the weekend. So he would stop by and see me, and we would talk and chill or whatever before he went to work. And when I would get off, if he wasn't busy or if he wasn't working a late shift, we would make plans to see each other. If not, I would do something else. And so I hadn't talked to him, but I was just like, we had been kicking it. So I hadn't talked to him or whatever. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to pop up at the club and surprise him. Just pop up. I'm going to pop up and surprise him, y'all. Because why not? He should be working. We ain't never had no issues before. He's always told me to just come through if I want to come through. So I'm like, I'm going to go through. So I'm downstairs just chilling, waiting to decide if I'm going to go in or whatever. I don't text him or call him in because I'm like, it'll be good to see his face, whatever. So I'm downstairs, and I knew some of the guys from the security team from us hanging. So one of the guys come down, but he is not the security team guy who would know who I am. He is somebody who was talking to one of the security team guys. So when he come down the step, I'm like, hey, it's Hoover up in, the club or whatever. Because they had like upstairs set up real nice, grown and sexy type spot. And he was like, no, he didn't come in tonight because he was too tired from his bachelor party last night. Say what? Excuse me? You mean like his homeboy bachelor party and he tired? Like he had too much fun, like it was his night type deal? He was like, no, he's getting married, and so we did his bachelor party last night, and he overdid it, and he just said he wasn't gonna come tonight. Yeah. So your girl, I'm not a person to just jump into reaction mode, especially when we just been kicking it, and of course it was deceit. Of course, you had a whole fiance. So this ain't just a girlfriend or a friend or whatever. This is a whole fiance. So I'm just like, all right, this some foul BS or whatever. But keep in mind, I'm still talking to other people too. So I'm not pissed off at the fact that there's a fiance. I'm pissed off at the fact that there's disrespect, manipulation, and a lie for no reason. Because you could have told me that was a fiance, and I would have told you. I can't hang with nobody who got somebody, and I'm quite sure there's plenty of females who are willing to kick it no matter what. I'm just not her. So he could have told me, but he didn't. So I was like, do I call him? Yeah, do I text? Do I just show back up when I think he here and just call him out on his BS? What should a sister do, right? And I'm just like, you know what? I can sit on some stuff. And the reason I can sit on some stuff is because I don't let my emotions drive me into reaction. You got to really, really be somebody who really, really mean a whole lot to me in order for me to really respond out of emotions. Because there's a different type of hurt for people you care for and people who you trust in a certain manner. And so I held on to it. But y'all, God just makes everything plain, right? So I'm like, I could have not went down there that night. I would have never known. So, I'm coming to understand that what we think is just coincidence, a lot of times is God just planting the seeds and letting you see the very obvious, even sometimes we don't want to see it. So, God is so plain and so direct. Like I said, work at a hotel. Anybody who have ever done anything dealing with hotels understand any type of event that you can do room blocks, and you can call a hotel and ask them to block you 10 plus rooms where they at a discounted rate. So just say the room's normally $100, but if you block a room of 10, 10 rooms, then your guests can each get a room for, I just say $89. So, but you have to call and set that up. They're supposed to use this whole little code. Good information for y'all who don't know, but it's out there. And those rooms are blocked for a certain amount of time for your guests to book. And if they don't, they fall back off into, so other people can book them. So so I'm at work and somebody walks in and I'm here to book for Hoover and Ronika wedding party. So I see the last name and I know it's this person because the last name is so rare. So rare. I had never seen the last name. Especially not a black person with this last name. And so I'm like, ain't no way in the world this room block and this group of people that is here staying at the hotel I work at for a wedding is for this dude that I've been kicking it with on a regular basis. And I'm talking about kicking it hard. 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. We hanging out. So where is this fiance? And when did you find the time to hang with me? And what were you telling this woman? Like, what? What were you telling her? And I know his other job sometimes put him in a work overnight position. So I don't know if he was telling her that he was at work overnight. But he never answered the phone when we was together. He never seemed like he was scared he was going to get caught. Somebody was going to show up. Somebody was going to know him. Nothing. So I'm just like, she can't be that naive. Because me as a woman myself, ain't no way my man, my husband, whoever is at all times of the night and I'm not, texting or expecting a phone call or something. But hey, people say trust runs so deep that you just sometimes just roll with it. To each their own. So I'm like, y'all got to be kidding me. So come to find out, when those people was at the desk talking about their rooms, the wedding was that day. And I'm just like, so I look on there, find out the wedding is up the street. Up the street from where I work. And I'm like, what in the world? Okay, Jesus. All right. So I get off work. Of course, I don't leave early or nothing like that. It ain't that deep, but my shift ends. And I go up there and I look, and when I pull up, it's this board, and it got welcome to Hoover and Ronika wedding. And it got that last name, and I'm like, this is some real boy. Now, if I was a crazy chick, that whole wedding would have been turned upside down. The whole thing. If I was somebody that me and him was making plans to be together, or he hadn't met my children or been in my home or anything like that, I would have showed my tail. Because once it gets that deep, then this is something more than us being cool and hanging out. But, he did text me, before all of this, and would say, I really enjoy you. Looking forward to spending more time with you. Stuff like that. But I've been married and stuff. So I'm not easily caught up in those things. Even though it was said, I was like, yeah, niggas just be talking. But we were having a good time. So I see this and I sit there for a minute because I don't even want to disturb. I don't even want to say nothing to this woman. But I wanted him to see me because I wanted him to know that I know. And I'm just like, so what I think is the wedding party had to come in from the back side because I never saw him or her come in. And so I'm thinking maybe they came in from the back side, how you have your bridal and groom suites so the people don't see you or whatever. So I never saw him. So, I left and I was like, man, that's foul. I should just call him and tell him by himself. But I didn't. Because I felt like God will make it plain. God will give you an explanation. God will show you. When people think that they going to get over on you, when people think that they can tell you whatever and it's never going to come to a head, when people just think that you boo-boo the fool and that you so wrapped up that you can't see clearly, God is there to say, I make it plain. And not only do I make it plain, but I am here to protect you, because if your emotions and feelings sometimes get involved, you can't see clearly. You can't hear clearly. You're rationalizing things you shouldn't be rationalizing. And so I know that God was just letting me know, I got you. If you're willing to trust me, I got you. And even when you find yourself in a situation, if you're willing to step back and receive the obvious, then I can spare you a lot of heartache and disappointment. So I chop it up. Don't have nothing to say to him about it. Tell my friends, and they like, oh my God, girl, are you serious? Yeah. So anyway, move on. Start talking to. Well, I had already been talking to other people, but just talking to other people, just chilling. So I get a call one day. Y'all say from who? Oh, from Hoover. I get a call from Hoover, and I'm like, yeah, what's up? Well, I just wanted to know if I can see you. First of all, you don't have no questions about why you ain't heard from me. You don't have no questions about what I had going on. Your first thing ain't that I need to tell you something. It's just, hey, I want to see you. Okay. And keep in mind, I'm talking to somebody else. I'm chilling with somebody else at this time. But I'm just like, I want to know what he got to say. So I'm in Birmingham. I'm not far from where he was. So I'm just like, I'm going to make my way to him just because I want to hear this. So I make my way. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? I said, so you married now? Interesting. He like, what? I said, boy, don't play with me. I work at the hotel. I seen the whole little group block. I seen your whole little welcome to y'all getting married little set up at the little spot. I said, I saw it. I said, but I didn't say nothing about it because it wasn't deserving of a comment. I said, it is what it is at this point. I said, but I'm here because I want to just hear what you have to say. Make it make sense to me because you're a married man now. Y'all, this dude response was, I was already invested. So they hadn't spent all his money already, and he didn't want to pull out of the wedding. He hadn't already reserved this, reserved that, and so he decided, he said he was wavering all of that time trying to decide what he was going to do, and made a decision at the last minute to go ahead and go through with it. That's why he was kicking it the way he was. Well, if that's the case, why you didn't just say that? Why you didn't just say, hey, I am engaged, but I am on the fence about what I want to do, and if it's not a problem, I still like to kick it. If it is, I can respect that. Y'all need to learn honesty, because there's some people who gonna rock with your honesty. Okay, it is some. May not be me when it comes to certain stuff, but somebody gonna rock with your honesty. So anyway, I was like, okay, cool. I said, so what am I doing here though? You made a decision. You did what you felt was right. And what is there to talk about? Well, I just wanted to clear the air. I hadn't heard from you. And this, and the other. And I said, okay, cool. I said, so still why I'm here though. And where was she when we was kicking it all this time? Because you were staying out mighty late with me. I said, and I just don't understand it. So where was she? Oh, she lived in, I ain't gonna say where, but I'm gonna say Florida. She lived in Florida. And so because she was in Florida, he had all his free time. And because him and her had a conversation about he was trying to figure things out, maybe that's why he trying to tell me that's why she didn't really call or whatever. But I don't know how much truth that is, but that was his logic. She lived in Florida, and once they were married, she was supposed to relocate to Birmingham with him. And so I'm like, okay, cool, or whatever. It is what it is. So y'all, I can't make this stuff up. He asked me, am I willing to be the side chick? Excuse my French, nigga, do I look side chick-ish? to you, I ain't gonna be nobody's side chick. Period. Period. I like what I like and I want what I want. So I don't have time for side chick status. Cause you won't see me on the 15th and spend the 14th with her on Valentine's Day. I'm not her. So he was like, yeah, I want to still kick it. I want to know if I could just see you from time to time. I know that I'm married. I said, I don't mess with married men. I said, and you made a choice, so obviously that's where you need to be. Yeah, but I really like you. You chill. You don't get no problems. You can have a good time. You carry yourself like a lady. So on and so forth. I was like, well, if you married her and you say you like them qualities in me, it should be the same, is what I'm thinking, or better, because she was the wife. She's the wife. She's the choice. I mean, yeah, but she don't really like to do nothing and da 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 da. I don't really like to do nothing. I like to come out from time to time and have a good time, but I'm not really a clubber. Only reason I was in the club the way I was is because you worked there and you invited me, so that's the club I would come to chill with you and for my sister and them to drink free. But I was only in the club because a family member was having a party. I don't club like that. So at the end of the day, if you was to settle with me, I may be the boring choice too. And I'm just like, no. I said, I ain't gonna do that. I said, I'm gonna do me. And you should do you, and let's be faithful to your wife. I said, because you made a choice, and when you made that choice, you was telling her that you wanted her to be it. And you don't need to be trying to entertain nobody else. I said, so baby, I can't get jiggy with you on that. I said, but if I remain single and that just don't happen to not work out and we cross each other path again, then we'll talk about that then. I said, but as of now, it ain't nothing. I don't do side chick stuff. So he was like, okay, cool, I enjoy hanging with you. I can respect what you have to say, da 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 da, so on and so forth. And we chopped it up, laugh and talk, and I went on about my business, and it is what it is. But I shared this with y'all because I just wanted y'all to understand that God will make it plain to you. And you don't have to spend so much time searching high and low for people who ain't doing you right, for people who trying to manipulate, for liars, for people who just want their cake and eat it too. You don't have to. God will just throw it right there in your lap. And so that's what he did. He put it right there in my lap, because if he wouldn't have, then he would have gave me a story saying, oh man, I ain't been feeling well and da da da. I would have never knew he had a wife. But because God had already laid it all in my lap, then he couldn't lie to me. And he couldn't sell me some little story to convince me. I didn't see what I see. I didn't hear what I heard. It was right there. And so, as you go into this Valentine 2023, I just want to encourage you to love on yourself. Whatever doors that God has closed, thank him for it. Whatever doors that God want to open that may be contrary to the doors that you thought he should open, be thankful for it. If you find yourself in a single season, a lonely season, be thankful for it, because you're there for a reason. He spared you from something. He saved you from something. He's keeping you for something. And so he loved you just that much that he would keep you so that people don't destroy who you are. Because as much as we try to stay sound in who we are, sometimes dealing with certain people can really take you to a dark place and keep you there if you're not careful. And so I just encourage you for this Valentine's Day to just love on yourself, to appreciate the season you're in, even if you're in a marriage or a relationship and it ain't the best, if it ain't where you want it to be. Just thank God that you're here, you're alive, you can love on yourself, and you can still let your partner or your spouse or whoever know that they are loved, that you care for them, that you appreciate them, even in all the imperfections. Because we all need to just be reminded that no matter what comes and what goes, we're cared about. And so, he texts me probably a month or two later and was like, hey, what's up? And y'all, I'm cut and dry. I'm sweet, but I am cut and dry. I will ask you, who are you, and know exactly who you are once I don't fool with you, and I learn how you move. And so he hit me up and asked me how I was doing and what I had going on. I was like, I'm good. How are you? And he was like, I'm good. I said, okay, there's nothing else to talk about. You got a wife. So you don't need to be inboxing me. You don't need to be texting me. And he was like, that's respect. He said, cool, respect. I just wanted to check on you. You don't need to check on me. Period. You don't need to check on me. And so I never heard anything else from him. I pray and hope all is well. I pray and hope that he got his, I don't cuss, but y'all know, stuff together, and that he has been faithful to his wife and been able to appreciate her and what she brings to the table, and thank God for what she adds to his life. And so I just thought it'd be good to share that story with y'all, give y'all a little insight into my little crazy world. It's just one story of many, y'all. But you know, it is what it is. You live, you learn, you enjoy. And if you take the ride slow, you don't have so much to shed tears over and cry over. I tell my daughters all the time, don't run around out here giving your body to any and everything, entertaining any and every word, because it will cost you. But if you just sit back, watch and observe, and make sure that you protect your body, protect your mind, then when certain stuff unfold, you'll be good. You just throw them deuces up and keep it moving. So happy Valentine's Day, y'all. It's coming up. If God allow us to see it, then we're going to embrace it. Thank God for those who we have to love on. May not be a bae, but I'm sure there's somebody, even if it's a stranger. Y'all have a good night. Hopefully we can do story time again soon. Please comment below if you done caught yourself in a situation like this, or if God and just brought something and just laid it in your lap, and you were just either, it blew your mind, or God hadn't already gave you a little feeling and you couldn't put your finger on. But either way, I want to talk about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this story so that other women can laugh about it. Maybe a trigger for some. If so, I'm sorry. But I love y'all. Continue to pray for me as I pray for y'all. And I'm going to go in here, drink this soda, see what my grandbaby got going on, who ain't knocked on my door, surprisingly. But she must be eating. But y'all have a good night, and I love y'all.